What's up, everyone? So, this is the final scene that I have so far. What I wanted to talk about actually is just the way I compiled this whole scene, and that is basically. Let me just push this down. So, what's interesting is it may seem like there's only one directional light, which is the sun, which is obviously our main light, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but like for every window within the set itself, I put like area light, and within the area light, I put like a white color or kind of a bluish color because the thing is we don't want the inside to be super dark. This is where the artistic choice comes in, right? Because let me just turn everything off here, all the lights. If we don't do that, what happens is we don't have as much of a bounce light that we are looking for in the background. Because keep in mind that if the sun direction is from that point from the right to the left, that from every angle there's also some bounce lights and stuff coming from the sky itself. And, this is where the artistic choice comes in, where, you just be like, all right, I want to push that because by doing that, what we do is we are singling out our character even more by adding this bounce light here and by adding a bounce light there. And this is just one of those things where, just look up a lot of directors and see how they work, because this is mainly how I've been thinking as I'm doing this scene. And as you noticed here, I actually opened up this wall here because I noticed that when it was closed off, there wasn't a lot of light coming in. So that meant that my foreground was too dark, and we don't want that because everything has to be clearly red, of course. So, all of this comes into play once you have all the assets collected and stuff. And, like even with the assets, I noticed that half of them I had to go into the shader editor and then, bump up the color, maybe the values to 2 or something, because when it was at 1, it was just too dark and I didn't want that. So you're still tweaking your scene even till the end of your 3D scene, So just keep in mind that always be up for changing things. And this is the reason why we did the asset collecting, so that it's just super accessible for us and easy for us to change everything within the scene because it's already done for us, And same goes for our second scene, which, all I did was just rearrange things and retextured some parts that I just wanted to give like a different vibe while maintaining the same basis that we had, just to show everybody that, you can do a lot with it. And again, as you can notice that I put a lot of like bounce lights from all over the place, and I just changed the HDRI to one where there's no directional light in it. It's just ambient light. And that way I can, force the directional light myself, and where the character was going to, or I mean the viewer was going to look at. And at the end stages, you'll see it Photoshop. I just add I showed you guys a video about how to make characters and stuff, but keep in mind that 3D is just a base. It's not something to be a slave of. That's one of the biggest rules, is never be a slave to your 3D. And later, as you notice that, I did try in 3D to add a couple of characters, but it just felt like too much of a hassle. So I just took a photo and put it there, And this is where also the play of knowing your perspective, your fundamentals and stuff, they all come into play. And for the vegetation, I found these models online called creeper models, I think, which they look amazing. But again, you will see in the Photoshop stages, I try to, blend them together with real photos, because it's just, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the photorealistic. So every area that I feel like it's too 3D, I just try to push that off by using photos or painting over. And other than that, it's just, as you noticed, I just reused everything that I had in the other scene and just replaced them in a different order. And it totally gives off a different vibe and a different mood and everything, Just think as a director. Don't think as an artist anymore. Just think like you're the director, you're the set maker, you're everything in one. And at the end of the day, it's also about having fun, right? So for me, doing something like this is just having fun and adding all these small storytelling elements and stuff to it, and kind of seeing how I can push the lighting and control the lighting myself, right?